Thank you for joining us today. I'm Fire Staff Technician Chuck Roberts, and on behalf of the City of Troy and the Troy Fire Department, we'd like to wish you the best and happiest of holidays. We're going to talk today a little bit about some fire safety things that you can do to make sure that your holiday is not only enjoyable for you and your family and friends, but safe as well. And as much as you love your fire department, and as much as we love to come to your house for dinner, the last thing you want to have happen, have us show up as unexpected guests over the holiday season, especially when we come with lights and sirens in the big trucks. So what we're going to talk about are some few things that you can make your house a little bit safer to be sure that your holiday will be one that you can remember for the good times and not an unexpected visit from the fire department. Let's first talk about Christmas tree and holiday lighting, both inside and outside of your house. We know that holiday lighting brightens not only our homes but our spirits, enjoyed by our neighbors, our friends, and our family. But as much as they help brighten the season, we want to make sure that they do it safely. Again, Christmas tree lighting, a wonderful aspect of Christmas, and also exterior and interior lighting. But we have to make sure that we don't overload electrical circuits, especially something like this right here, where we have over 6 strings of lights in just one receptacle. It's a possibility that it could cause overloading, heating, and possibly a fire. The Troy Fire Department recommends that you use a surge-protected power strip, which will turn off the power in the event that you overload the circuit. It has several spots for receptacles. It's important also that you remember to use the recommendations of the manufacturer of the Christmas tree lights. They should tell you how many you can and cannot put together, stacking one on top of another. It's very important that you have one of these, a surge-protected power strip, which will interrupt the power in the event that you've overloaded the circuit. It's very important because overloading the circuit can cause too much heat, possibly a short, and you might end up having a fire.
I heard you have an electrical fire in your holiday lights.
Oh, no, we were just talking about things we can do to be safe. We have a surge-protected power strip to make sure that our lights won't overload the circuit.
So there's no fire?
No fire today, but we sure appreciate you guys coming by today to make sure we're safe. If we do have a fire, we'll make sure we call you first. We'll call 911.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks a lot for coming. You have a great holiday.
Bye.
Yeah, that's the reason we want to make sure that we are safe. As much as we love firefighters, the last thing we want to have firefighters coming in with axes and hoses as unexpected guests at your Christmas or holiday party. So make sure that you are safe, use surge protectors, and always be careful with electricity. Let's talk a little bit about fireplace safety. There's no better place in the winter on a cold day to enjoy around a roaring fireplace with family and friends to tell stories and just enjoy the season. But you've got to be careful. Remember, your fireplace is going to be burning for several hours, so always take just a couple of minutes before you start up the fire to make sure that you're safe. First of all, the damper, which is above where the fire will be, make sure that that's open so smoke will rise up. Every year, a lot of people are in a hurry. They start the fire and they forget the damper and fills their house full of smoke. Also, if you use your fireplace for burning of seasoned hardwood, make sure that you have a chimney contractor check it out to make sure that it's clear, there's no creosote buildup, because sometimes animals during the summer or other parts of the season can make a nest or a home out of at the top of your chimney. So make sure that that's clear and not blocked so smoke can get out. Secondly, make sure that you only burn seasoned hardwood. Never trash or garbage in your fireplace. And always have a screen, or like we have here, or a glass enclosure so sparks won't come out onto the carpeting. And when your fire is all done, make sure you get plenty of time for the ashes to cool down. When you remove the ashes, never store them in a cardboard or plastic container, always in a metal container, and outside, never in the garage. So enjoy your fireplace over the holidays. Make sure that you have something in front so sparks can't come out. Take care of your ashes when you're done. Always store them in a metal container. Outside, please let them cool. And make sure that the damper is open and that your chimney is nice and clear so the smoke can get out. Always enjoy these things for the fireplace holidays. Make sure that you're safe, because if you're not careful, you could end up with a fire.
was in your chimney.
Oh, no, I'm really sorry. We were just talking about fireplace safety to make sure that we have something in front of the fireplace and treating our ashes and make sure our chimney's clean. No, I'm sorry, firefighter. We really don't have a fire this time.
All right. Well, keep talking about that fire safety then. Maybe we won't have to work so hard.
We sure will, and thanks for coming. And if we do have a problem, we'll call 911.
Okay.
Have a nice holiday. Again, all the more reason you want to make sure that you can have a fire in your fireplace. That's great, but you've always got to be careful, not only with sparks, ashes, but making sure that your chimney's clean. Again, we don't want the firefighters coming by as unexpected guests over the holidays. The holidays are always a wonderful part of the year, whether you're traveling or staying at home. But if you are going to travel and visit some family and friends, either out of town or out of state, you need to make sure of a couple of things. Make sure that, one, that someone knows where you're going, the hotel or whose home you're going to be staying at, when you're leaving, and when you intend on returning. So in case your plans get interrupted, someone will know where to look for you. Also, if you do stay at a hotel out of town, the Troy Fire Department recommends that you stay at a hotel that has fire sprinklers. Sprinklers can make sure that if there is a fire, you have a lot better chance of getting out safely. There's a couple of websites that we'll give at the end of this video to tell you where you can go to find out which hotel, or when you book your hotel, just ask them. If you can, fire sprinklers do save lives. But whether you're out of town for the holidays or if you're staying home, there's nothing better than a home-cooked meal with family and friends. One of the best ways to celebrate all of the holidays. But in the U.S., the #1 cause of fires in residential units, homes, apartments, condominiums, where people live, is always unattended cooking. Now, I know that our lives are crazy. No matter how hard we try, we just can never fit everything into one single day. But when you're cooking, make sure that if you have something on the stove, make sure if you leave the room to answer the phone or to catch up on those emails or answer the door or maybe get that load of laundry, turn the heat off. It's just too easy to forget. What happens, all the moisture evaporates from the pan and it'll start a fire and really ruin your holidays. And I know that it's tough sometimes. We just think, well, just turn it down and everything will be fine. But sometimes things just go longer than we think. Remember, a watched pot never boils, but I'll guarantee you, an unwatched pot will almost always burn. So be careful around any cooking, whether you're at your house or out of town with some friends. Turn it off if you leave the room, because the last thing you want to do at your house is have a fire.
Now did you have a fire? We heard something about unattended cooking.
Oh no, we're just talking again about fire safety to make sure that we don't leave cooking unattended.
Are you sure there's no smoke or anything?
Well, you'd like to come by for lunch maybe later, but no, there's no fire. But we sure appreciate you all coming by and making sure that we're safe.
Well, I hope the people are going to be really safe after all this.
They sure will. Thanks
All right.
again.
Bye.
We appreciate it. Have a great holiday. It's always nice to invite friends and family over for dinner. Make sure that you're always safe. Never leave cooking unattended, no matter how busy you are or what you have to do. Because again, inviting the firefighters for dinner is one thing, but having the trucks, firefighters with hoses and axes, not the kind of thing I like on my holiday menu. Let's talk a little bit about candle safety. Nothing warms a house better than candles with that wonderful scent and the glow of the light. I just love it. It just really sets off the holidays and makes them special. But always you've got to remember to be very careful with candles because they are an open flame. Make sure that you never get them too close to other combustibles, especially underneath a cabinet. Here we have them sitting on top of a tabletop. Make sure that they're sturdy. These particular type have a nice wide base. Make sure the candles have a proper holder. Never just try to set them onto a plate or a bowl. Make sure that they're in a proper container. And never, ever leave a room with a candle burning. If you leave the room, blow it out. You can always put the candle back on. One room especially that you should never, ever have candles in, Lit candles, that is. Decorative candles is another story, but lit candles is your bedroom. And I know some people think that's just such a wonderful way to read a nice book, and the wonderful scent of the candles just puts them to sleep. But that's the problem. While you're asleep, there could be some problems. Make sure that you also keep candles out of reach of children and pets, off of low tables or where inquisitive little hands can get at them. Be careful with candles always, as much as they can make your house smell so wonderful. They can be a problem if you're not careful. Enjoy your candles, enjoy your holidays, but always be safe, because if you're not safe with candles, you could end up with a fire.
This time I'm gonna get to put a fire out, right? I heard
What?
there was a candle fire.
Well, we do have some candles lit, but we don't have any fire. We're being very careful never to leave a candle in a room unattended or get close to anything that can burn. No, I'm really sorry. We just don't have a fire for
It's
you.
all good information, and it probably will keep us from having to come here for a real fire.
Hey, we really appreciate you coming by.
right.
You're the greatest.
Thank you.
You guys have a nice holiday. Bye-bye. Candles can always make us warm and feel great, and those wonderful scents. Nothing brings the holidays out better than a candle. But you've always got to be careful. Leave the room, blow it out. Leave the candle out. Don't get it too close to anything that burns. Candles can be wonderful, but if we're not careful, something can happen. And again, we want a lot of things to light up our holidays and make them memorable. But again, the fire trucks with axes and hoses, that's not the kind of thing I want to brighten my home over the holidays. Let's talk a little bit about furnace safety. We all know that we have a furnace in our house, and it's usually either sometimes in your basement or here in a closet. And we all know that we never have enough space to store all of our junk. Well, I mean our stuff. But you know what? The last place you want to store it is in the furnace closet. We need to keep enough space around the furnace because it is a heating source, and we don't want to keep combustible materials too close to the furnace. Always give yourself enough room. Find another place to put your stuff, but not in the furnace closet. Make sure also that you check your filters to make sure that they're not built up with too much lint or dust, because too much dust or lint can slow down airflow and possibly ignite and cause a problem. The other thing you want to do is to make sure that you have your furnace regularly maintained according to the manufacturer's standards, to make sure that they're cleaned and all of the other parts of the furnace are working properly. Also make sure that when you do hire a contractor, mention to them that they make sure that the heat exchanger is where the heat warms up the air that moves through your house, that there are no leaks for carbon monoxide. Want to make sure that you have a carbon monoxide in your indicator in your house, in the bedroom, not right by the furnace. But make sure that you leave lots of room around your furnace, no combustible materials. You can always find another place to put your stuff, but not here. A furnace is something that keeps our house warm, makes it a wonderful place to live and enjoy family and friends over the holidays. But don't get stuff too close to your furnace, because you might end up with a fire.
Do you have a fire in your furnace? Somebody said you put stuff too close to the furnace, it caught fire.
Well, no, we were just practicing and showing what not to do. We really don't have a fire in our furnace, but we really appreciate you guys coming by today.
Well, thank you for having us. And I guess I'm glad we didn't really have to put out any fires here.
Yeah, but you know what? You've been here so many times and looking out for us. You know what? Why don't you guys come and join us for dinner? What do you think? Can you stay for a little bit?
That'd be great. Thanks for having us.
Well, see, this is the time that you want to invite your firefighters over for dinner, not when they're unexpected guests. But always make sure that you don't keep combustibles near your furnace. Make sure that your furnace filters are clean and serviced regularly by a licensed contractor. Again, I can't think anybody I'd rather have over for Christmas than the fire department, as long as they're on the guest list and not a surprise.
And we don't want to make any unexpected visits to your house either.
Thank you very much, and always, on behalf of the City of Troy and the Troy Fire Department, enjoy your holidays, enjoy your friends, enjoy all the things that make the holiday wonderful. But please, be safe and have a happy holiday. Thank you for joining me today for this opportunity to share some tips on fire safety in your home over the holidays. We talked today about fire safety in our fireplace, holiday Christmas tree and lighting. We also talked about cooking safety, unattended cooking, also candle safety, things around your furnace, and when you travel. These are all things to make sure that you have a safe and wonderful holiday. A special thanks to Regents Park of Troy, Apartment and Hotel Living, for the use of this wonderfully furnished apartment for the making of this video. On behalf of the City of Troy, the Troy Fire Department, and myself, Chuck Roberts, we wish all of you a very safe and happy holiday.